Dear students, today we are going to discuss about flow of fluid. We'll see what is the definition of fluid flow, manometers and their type which are used for measuring flow of fluid or knowing the flow of nature of fluid by help of manometers, Reynolds number and its significance, Bernoulli's theorem and its application, energy losses, equipments used for measuring flow of fluid. So these are all topics we are going to discuss. Now, what is flow of fluid? A fluid is a substance that continually deforms under applied shear stress. Fluids are a subset of phases of matter, includes liquid or gases. Fluid flow may be defined as the flow of a substance that do not permanently resist distortion. Means when a certain pressure is applied, there may be a changes in the flow that may be of a liquid or a gases. That change in a flow will be studied under flow of fluid. Now, the subject of fluid flow can be divided into fluid statics and fluid dynamics. As the word you can understand that static means in a steady or stop condition, and in dynamics that is in a moving condition. Now, in fluid statics, it deals with the fluids at rest in equilibrium, behavior of liquid at rest, nature of pressure it exerts, and the variation of pressure at different layer. So, basically the study of any liquid or a gas that is at a stable condition. Now, in case of fluid dynamics, it deals with the study of fluid in motion. This knowledge is important for liquids, gels, ointments, which will change their flow behavior when exposed to different stress condition. As you all aware about, when you fill any kind of ointments or gel in a container, we have to apply certain pressure to comes out of that particular substance or a gel. So that which kind of stress will be applied, so that all studies will be conducted in fluid dynamics. Identification of type of flow is important for manufacture of dosage form, handling of drug for administration. Now this is the main 2 points while studying flow of fluid. To manufacture dosage form, you have to know about the fluids flow, whether it's gel, semi-solid or liquid preparation, and while also for the administration, how to administer that particular drug, you have to aware about its fluid nature. Now we'll see about manometers. Now what is manometer? Manometer are the device used for measuring the pressure at a point in a fluid by balancing the column of fluid with the same column or another of the fluid. Means these are the device used for measuring the pressure of a fluid. Let's for example, if you have any tube and you have a two different liquid or any liquid or oils, liquid or oil, any two liquids or any two semi-solid liquid preparations, and now you have to check the pressure at any certain point. What is the pressure at that particular point can be known by manometers. So there are main 3 type of manometers are there: simple manometer, differential manometer and inclined manometer. Now these manometers are further classified as the simple manometer are further classified as U-tube manometer, piezo-manometer, single column manometer. Again, it's further classified as vertical single column manometer and inclined single column manometer. In case of differential manometer, U-tube differential manometer, inverted U-tube differential manometer are there, and last is inclined manometer. So basically there are 3 main type of manometer: simple, differential and inclined. Now we'll see about simple manometer. Now here you can say this is a simple manometer. This is a diagram of simple manometer. Here two liquids are filled in this U tube. Now it is a device which measures pressure at the point in a fluid contained in a pipe or vessel. If you want to know the pressure at any point of this U tube, the liquid pressure, you can measure with the help of manometer. It is consists of a glass U-shaped tube filled with a liquid A of density rho 8 kg per meter cube, and above liquid A, the arms are filled with a liquid B of density rho B kg per meter cube. This rho kg per meter cube is its densities unit. So here you can say this is the liquid A, and above this is a liquid B. The liquid A and B are immiscible and the interference can be seen clearly. If you can see, this is the interface. These both liquids are not miscible with each other. If two different pressure are applied on the two arms, the meniscus of liquid A will be higher in the one arm than the other. If you apply the pressure, you will note that the pressure from one end to other end will be different. Let us assume the pressure at P.1, that is this point 1, is P1 Pascal, and in the left hand side of the tube. Let the pressure at point 5 will be P2 Pascal in the right hand side of the limb. Now what will happen? For the principle of fluid static, the pressure at point 2 can be written as here. At the point 2, the pressure at point 2 can be written as P1 plus M plus R into rho Bg. Now, this M plus R is the distance from point 3 to 4. This distance from 3 to 4 to 4 to 5. Rho B is the density of liquid B and G is for the gravitational force. Since the point 2 and 3 are at the same level, the pressure at point 3 may be written as at this point written as P1 plus M plus R plus rho Bg. Same, because the pressure is same at both the end. The pressure at point 4 at this point can be written from the right hand side of the limb, that is at the P2 side, that is P2 plus rho M Gm rho B. So the pressure at point 4 will be P2 plus Gm rho B. The pressure at point 4 can be written from the left hand side of the limb at point 3 by here this side. This point P2 is from this side and now is from point 3 sides. The equation will be like P1 plus P1 plus rho B M plus R G minus rho A R G. Now the equation 3 and 4 represent the pressure at point 4 only at this point. First, the pressure will be conducted measured at this point and the rest is of whole this point. Okay. So this relation may be written as P1 plus these above equations are equal. So P1 plus G rho B M plus R minus PA R G is equal to P2 plus G M rho B. Now to know the differential pressure, that is P1 minus P2, here your P2 go by this side, so this G rho B M plus R will go in this side, so the equation will be G M PB minus rho B M plus RG plus this minus sign will go this side, will be plus rho A RG. So differential pressure will be M rho Bg minus M rho Bg minus M rho Bg plus R rho Ag. So this R rho Bg and negative and M rho Gb will cut. So the pressure will be rho delta P is equal to R in bracket rho A minus rho B into G. So what is this equation? Conclude that it is easy to measure R value in meter the difference in the level of liquid A in the two limb. Means from this pressure you can determine the length, that is in a meter, with the help of this. So with the help of this equation you can note down, you can calculate the pressure and you can measure the height, or you can say the meter distance value from this equation. So the value P pascals is independent of the value of M and also the dimension of U2. So means the pressure at any point is independent of the value of your mass and the dimension of the tube. So this is the simple manometer. Now what is the application of simple manometer? It helps in measuring the consumption of gases in the chemical reactions. They are used in conjugation with flow meters for the measurement of flow of fluid. For example, in venturimeter and orifimeter, these are used for the measurement of pressure head using a manometer. In case of pilot tube measurement, the velocity head using a manometer. So in this type of various equipments which has or based on the principle of simple manometer. Now next is differential manometer. These manometers are suitable for measurement of small pressure difference. It is also known as two fluid U-tube manometer. Here you can say it is the same as that of simple manometer, but two heads are available. So I refer as two fluid U-tube manometer. It contains two immiscible liquid A and B having nearly same densities. The U-tube contains an enlarged chamber on both the limbs, hence the meniscus of the liquid in this enlarged chamber does not change appreciably with change in their reading. So with both the limbs, hence the meniscus of liquid in this enlarged chamber does not change apparently with the change in the reading. Whenever you apply the pressure, though the pressure will not be changed, as its shapes retard that pressure on both the sides. So using the principle of simple manometer, pressure difference can be written as P1 minus P2 is equal to R into rho C minus rho A into G. Here you can see the liquid C and liquid A. Two different pressure can be noted with the differential manometer. Same, the whole equation is same as that of simple manometer, but you can differentiate the pressure at liquid C and liquid A. This equation indicates that the smaller the difference, rho C minus rho A, the larger will be reading on manometer for a given value of P. Means the length from liquid C to liquid A, if the length is higher, then it also imparts the manometer reading, that the distance will be higher for P pressure. So this is the differential manometer. Now the application of differential manometer is they are based on the liquid column principle, are available commercially. They measure the reading with extreme precision and sensitivity. These are free from errors due to capillary and require no calibration apart from checking the micrometer scale. So this is all about differential manometer. Now next is inclined manometer. This manometer measures the minute pressure difference between any 2 points in a fluid contained in a pipe or a vessel. Now here in case your tube or a pipe will be in inclined position and you can note down the pressure at any 2 points of that particular pipe or a vessel. It is a modification of differential manometer. This type of manometer increases the accuracy of pressure determination, particularly for small head. In this type, the vertical leg is enlarged so that the movement of meniscus in this enlargement is negligible within the range of Gauss. Now here in this case, vertical legs are enlarged so that the movement of meniscus in this enlargement is negligible within the range of Gauss. When you put this type of when you put a tube or a vessel in inclined position, the differentiation of liquid will be negligible. But the lead contained one meniscus inclined in such a manner that for a small value of reading R, like this or this, meniscus move a considerable distance along with the tube. Now you just have to measure the distance by that travel by the liquid, so that your tube should be in an inclined position that you can measure the R distance. Distance is equal to R divided by the sine of angle inclined, that is sine alpha. By making alpha small, the value of inclined reading is increasing. As you incline, the more the alpha value will be the more, and the distance travel is also the more. So the principles of manometer applies to fluids in motion condition too. Here you will apply the pressure with the help of your inclination. The angles will be higher or lower with the help of inclination. The distance of two liquids can be obtained, and with this distance you can measure the pressure at two liquid or any point of time. So this is all about inclined manometer. Thank you.